Welcome back to Quilts from the Cabin. My name is Kim of ExshawQuilts.com, and in today's podcast episode, I'm going to show you my finished quilt top. So that is the one that I was working on in the last video, and I got it all pieced together and the borders are on, and now I can start basting it and sewaging and basting and hand quilting. So I am so excited about this one. And you're probably looking at it thinking, oh my gosh, that's a lot of color, Kim. And it is. That is a lot of color. I normally do 2 to 3 colors max in my quilts, but I was really inspired by a vintage Amish quilt that I found online, and I was like, I want to do one in my colors, and so I did, and I'm really happy with it. I love it. I'm so obsessed with it. I did it with 5.5-inch squares, but then I realized after that I could actually convert the pattern to 5.5 or 5 by 5-inch squares to do, so you can make it with charm pack. So I thought that that would be really nice too. The cutting didn't take me all that long, and it was actually a lot of fun because there is so many colors that it was always something new with this quilt. So that I really enjoyed. It felt like, because of all of the colors, it went so much faster than my other quilts that I have done. So I really enjoyed cutting it, piecing it, all of the things. It went together quite quickly considering how big it is. I think it ended up being about a king size. I have a queen, but I like a lot of overhang on my bed because my husband and I fight for covers all night. So I wanted a bigger blanket for our bed. So, and I think it's gonna look so pretty on our bed. Like, I am really excited about this. So I was thinking about this the other day, and I've never actually hand tied a quilt before. So that is kind of, I'm kind of tempted to do that with this one. I want to also hand tie my son's quilt and finish it. But this one, I'm not sure if I want to hand quilt it or tie it. So, and I would be tying it with yarn because I love that chunky, like, vibe when it's not just like little strings, but it's like chunks of yarn. I love that look. So I might do that. And if I do hand quilt it, I think what I'm going to do is hand quilt it in the diamond shape using the same color. Well, as close as I can get to that color. I thought that that would be really pretty. I don't know if I can find all of those colors. I know when I went to quilt my husband's throw, and I used a green, it's right there, that earthy green was kind of hard to find it because I like to use like a pearl cotton number 8 to hand quilt with. So it was really hard to find like that earthy green. So we'll see. I don't know yet. So if I tie it, I think I might do red yarn. I know that that kind of sounds weird, but in my mind, I think that it's going to look really beautiful. So we'll see. I am really excited about this quilt. I actually get a quilt for my own bed. I am like ecstatic about it. I'm so excited about it. So yeah. So anyway, I cannot wait for this to become a pattern because I really think you're going to enjoy it. Because I had so much fun with it. And the quilt that it was inspired by are like the old, like they're the dark Amish quilts that I see. Like obviously they made other colors, but the dark ones, like with the jewel tones and things like that, I'm really like drawn to. So when I saw something similar to this, I think it was like a pinks and purples and stuff, and I can't remember all of the colors that were in this, but I picked out colors for this one that I thought that would really look good with it. So yeah, now that it's done, there are like, I think it's that row, the brown row, I ran out of the chocolate. So this is like the chocolate, and then I did an espresso, which is like a really dark brown, and I ran out of, I mean, I could have made it work for the chocolate, but I wanted it for another project, so I didn't want to cut any more fabric from my chocolate. So I just spiced it up and I made it a little bit more scrappy in some areas where the brown is, and I love it. Like I think this would be so cool, even scrappier than this, you know, like I'm so in love with this quilt. so happy that I made it and I stepped out of my bubble, because like I said, I normally gravitate to like 2 to 3 colors for a quilt max, but this one I was just like, I have to do this. And I'm so glad I did. I really, really love it. And I used like a really bright scarlet red for the center, because I wanted it to I wanted it to pop right there. So, and I think if I use like the red, if I tie it and I use like a red yarn, I think that would be, I think it would just, I don't know, pull the quilt all together. I don't know. I'm gonna see. I haven't decided yet if I want to tie it or hand quilt it yet, because I'm still actually hand quilting on my Pioneer quilt. I just love working on that quilt so much. It brings me so much joy, especially in the summertime. There's something about the summertime, having the window open, listening to the rain or the crickets at night, hand quilting. It is just, I love it so much. So yeah, so that is my finished, well, partly finished make. I guess it's in progress, but the quilt top's done, so I think it's done. Yeah, so, oh, I just love this quilt so much. So maybe we'll do a quilt along with it, because it is so much fun. My goodness. All right, so I wanted just to spice in this video so you get a more of a visual of the quilt top. My goodness, isn't it pretty? I'm so excited about it. It just turned out so nice. There she is. It's really hard to film these, honestly, because it's so big. I wonder if I can adjust things. Oh, I can. Yeah. So anyway, this is her in all of her glory. I'm not sure how I'm gonna photograph this, honestly. It is so hard to get in my viewfinder. I think maybe I need a ladder to stand on, and then you can kind of see it from the top. Maybe I'm just like super short. But yeah, isn't it so pretty? Those are all the colors in it. And it's starting to rain, so I had to kind of like run out here and do this. Oh, it's starting to rain. I'm like, well, I'm gonna have to pack up and go inside. We were expecting a big thunderstorm. Look at that. It's coming. It's super dark. So yeah. Oh, and we have company. We have a kitty. So we actually have like 5, 6 cats now, because people dump them out here, and so we just start feeding them, and now they're just like our cats. Yeah, so that is the quilt. No, Franny. Okay, I'm gonna go before she does something to my quilt, but okay. Yeah, so that's it, and we'll get back to the podcast episode. Yeah, so moving on, I was able to film and publish the tutorial / review on the hand stamping and stenciling for the projects that I introduced in last podcast episode. So yeah, I wanted to show you quickly because it's interesting. I find it interesting anyway. But this is a stenciling, so it's a lot of crisper, and then this is a stamping, which is more like, it's not as crisp or not as bright as a stenciling. So I got a question, you know, like, what is the difference? An email about it actually. And so that's what it kind of looks like. But I go over everything in that video, like what I use, the supplies I use, what I did, and what worked best. And yeah, so I really like the Martha Stewart. I put it away. The Martha Stewart like stamping stenciling kind of kit. I actually bought a second one because I liked the first one so much. I really like the tools as well, which is why I ended up buying the second one, because I wanted extra tools just in case, like, so I could keep on going if I like busted one of the foam stampers. Those ones work the best out of all of the little tools that is included in there. So yeah, so the next project that I've got going on is actually an inspiration from a quilt that I saw on from Small Things. It's another podcast, quilting podcast. Highly recommend go watch her. I love Sue so much, and I love all of her beautiful projects. So in that one of the podcasts that she had made a disappearing hourglass, which to me is like a broken dishes. So like I said, quilt blocks can have multiple names. So I call it broken dishes, so disappearing broken dishes, but she calls it disappearing hourglass, and that was inspired by another lady on YouTube, and I cannot remember her name right now. Dang, I should have wrote it down. I apologize. I'll try to leave it in the description if I remember. And anyway, so I want to make a pattern with this kind of technique using these colors. So I have picked out, if you have followed me at all on Instagram or followed my journey at all, you know that I really love indigo and blues, kind of obsessed, which we'll get to in a minute because we're going to talk about that. But this quilt is inspiration for like all those indigo tones. So I'm just gonna grab the fabric. I got all of the fabric all cut and ready to go, and now I'm stenciling this fabric. So these are the blue colors that I want in my disappearing hourglass / broken dishes quilt. So I've got, look at all these blues, right? Like, they are so pretty. And I'm just really excited about this because I think, like, I love blue quilts. Like, they are my thing. So what my inspiration for is like doing the broken dishes. This is disappearing broken dishes. And then stenciling some of the colors. I don't think I'll stencil all of the colors because I don't want it to look too busy, but I am stenciling some of the darker blues. And so this is what it looks like so far. So I've got this blue done, and unfortunately what I did was I used that fabric paint for this swatch, and it does feel a little bit rubbery. So I'm definitely not going to do that for the rest of the quilt, but this piece does have like that fabric paint in it. But isn't that pretty? I think that this is going to look so beautiful in this quilt. I just love that. Isn't it? Like, there's so many, like, you don't need to buy, I mean, if it's in your budget, that's awesome, but you don't need to buy printed fabric. You absolutely can do it yourself. And if you have access to like secondhand linens, or I do recommend cotton, by the way, not polyester, but because it irons better and blah blah blah. But yeah, I forgot my train of thought. It's gone. But anyway, I just love that. Isn't that pretty? Like, that was my train of thought. You don't need to spend $30 on meter. I mean, it's almost, well, some of them are $35 a meter for printed fabric in Canada right now, which is like, yeah, and especially if you're making like a big quilt or whatever, that adds up very quickly. So I really like the idea of hand stenciling fabric that is a lot cheaper. So my daughter is waving at me, so I'm just gonna pause the video for a second and I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. So where were we? We're talking about our disappearing broken dishes. So yeah, so there's no reason, if you don't have it in your budget, not to feel bad. You can get, like, I don't have access to like secondhand, like thrift stores that are like reasonably priced around here. So, but you can take men's shirts and cut those up and use those and print your own do the stenciling on that if you want, or old linens. I have picked up a few old linens from like the Legion. I always love going to their flea market. So, but yeah, so that's why I use the solids, is because they're so versatile and I can stencil them myself. And plus, solids are less expensive. They're still expensive, but less expensive than printed fabric. So I buy from Dinky Doo in Vancouver. It is like literally an 8-hour drive from here, but I have it shipped obviously because they get free shipping. But I pay $99 for, and that's Canadian, for a bolt of fabric. So, and that goes a long ways for me. But the printed fabric is quite expensive. Some can get right up to like $35-40 in a yard. I've seen it that expensive. So even there, I mean, it's like $25 a yard. So you can do your own print if you want. So I want to encourage you, right, to just get quilting with whatever you've got. You don't need a lot. You don't need to have, you know, like expensive, the latest collection release, fabric release or whatever. You don't need to do that. But if you want to, I don't, go for it. But yeah, so I'm very excited about this disappearing hourglass / broken dishes quilt. So it's going to be a throw size. Okay, moving on. So I'm going to put this over here, move stuff out of the way so we can talk about other things. So yeah, but just so you know, like I do have that tutorial / review on my channel that you can go check out if you want. I'll try to remember the link in the description so you can get the supplies and start hand stenciling or stamping, whichever you prefer, whatever look you prefer in your quilts or makes or whatever you're doing, because it's a lot of fun. But don't get the fabric paint. Don't. You will not love your life. Okay, so moving on, as you know, I love indigo quilts. And every year during the summer, because that's really the only time I can dye indigo. Indigo is really messy and it does produce fumes. So you absolutely have to do indigo dyeing outside, like natural indigo dyeing. I don't know about the fake stuff. I've never done that, but I do the natural indigo because I really, really enjoy it. Plus, I love the colors and that it produces, and I love the variation. The whole, like even the dyeing part, I really enjoy. My back doesn't, but I really enjoy it, and I love what it produces. So I'm just getting ready for a new season, and I've ordered all of my supplies. I actually have changed what I do a little bit. So towards the end of last year, I was having a really hard time getting the reducing agent that I normally get. I cannot pronounce it. It's like thiol oxide, whatever. I'll try to leave it down here. I'm not the best for pronouncing things. So anyway, I normally use this. But now I've decided to use this. It's another word I can't pronounce. It's another reducing agent that you have to use in indigo dyeing for the reaction to happen, right? And this new one is the one that I really have been enjoying. I discovered it towards the end of my last dyeing session. And so I have switched everything over to that because I find that it just gives really nice results. And I find that it's actually, you get a darker blue. So, which I love because I love that dark blue. And it is one of the harder indigo colors to get because it is so rich. So I kind of have to plan around that. I go heavy. I usually do a double batch of my indigo vat. And then that produces the darkest blues I can. And then I just keep on dyeing with that batch until I exhaust it. And you get all kinds of beautiful variations of blue that way. And that's how I love to dye my indigo. So anyway, I'm really excited about doing that because there has been something that I've wanted to do the last couple of years that I haven't, and I want to do. So I'm just going to grab my stuff here so I can kind of show you. I bought this book a few years ago, and I haven't really cracked it open. And the reason for that is I've been a little intimidated because it is it sashiko or sashiko? I should have watched the pronunciation before the video again, but I forgot. So I'm doing my best. So anyway, I got this book, and yes, it's inverted, but it is so pretty. So I have wanted to do quilts, like a whole cloth quilts with the sashiko designs on them, but I've been a little bit intimidated by it. So I'm just going to jump in and do it this summer, and I am very excited about doing that. So this is a book that I got, and they just have like all kinds of different, you don't need templates actually, because it's all lines. Like you draw your grid, and then you draw your lines based on the, you know, the degree or whatever, 45 degree or 30 degree or whatever the pattern calls for. But I have been obsessed with these quilts forever. This is actually the reason why I got into indigo dyeing, because I saw this on, I can't remember where I saw it. It's been so many years. But I fell in love with it. It's just, isn't it beautiful? I actually love the red with it too. I think I might get some sashiko thread that's red as well, because it's just so pretty. But anyway, I have been so inspired, and I've wanted to do this for years. So this year I'm gonna try doing this. So we'll see how it goes. Because you need a dark blue, and I honestly, when you're natural dyeing yourself, I mean, your results are going to vary. They're not going to all be like, you know, your best case scenario. They're going to be different variations. There's going to be like weird little things that happen, and you're just going to have to accept it and kind of go with it. But I like to, when I do get a really nice batch of dark blue, I always put it aside in hopes that I would do this. So I do have a little bit that I've been saving, a little bit of fabric that I've dyed that I've been saving for this purpose. So I'm just going to do it this summer. Why not? Why am I so afraid? Just jump in and do it, even though it might not be perfect, and that's okay, because I embrace imperfection. But with this, I feel like it needs to have like a little bit more care and attention to it. So, and I am kind of like a get it done girl. I'm not about perfection. So I think that that's probably why I've held off on it, because it does require you to be a little bit more of a perfectionist. So we'll see. I might not even like it. I might not even enjoy it, but we're gonna try it. So I pulled out my thread that I've got, that I have. I got this off of Amazon. I've never tried this before, so I don't know what the quality is like, but I have taken it out of my stash so I can, you know, look at it and be like, okay, you need to do this. And I do have, in my hand quilting video that I have here on my YouTube channel, it's Big Stitch Hand Quilting, by the way. So I really like using like a number pearl, a number 8 pearl cotton in order to do that. I really like the DMC. That is my favorite hand quilting thread, is the DMC. So I am gonna try the sashiko, I apologize again, thread. I know from before when I used it that it's not as nice as the pearl cotton, because I find that the pearl cotton, because it's treated, it's like butter. Like it's like stitching with butter. I love it. This is not like that. So because it is not mercurized, I think, it is just like a cotton thread. So this one does, it pulls a little bit. So if you're a crazy quilter like me, after a while you can feel it in your hand. So you do need a thread. Oh, and I forgot to grab it, but I do have like thread conditioner, and you do want to use a thread conditioner with this thread. You don't have to do that with the pearl cotton, because it is just so smooth, and it does not knot like this. I find that this does not. So that is another reason why I've kind of put it off, I guess, is that it does tend to tire my hands a little bit quicker than the pearl cotton. But so these are the needles. These are my favorite needles. Hopefully you can see that. I have everything in my Amazon list that you can go and check out if you want, but these are my favorite because they do have the shorter needles and the longer needles. I prefer hand quilting with the long needles rather than the short ones. So these are the other you can use. They're sashiko needles, and you can get the long ones or the shorter ones, but like I said, I do like the long ones, and that's a personal preference. So you can also use, and they're decent, but they're not my favorite, the gold eye milliners. You can use those as well to do it. But oh, and I do have these too. These are the shorter ones that I have. So yeah, this one is from So Fancy, incorporated in Guelph, Ontario. So that I got these from. They're a little bit shorter, and I do like them, but I don't reach for them as often as I do these ones and these ones. Yeah, I love hand quilting. So I always use the sashiko needles for hand quilting, regardless of what kind of thread I am, because it is a thicker thread, like the like the pearl cotton, the number 8 is like quite big, just like a sashiko thread. So yeah, I'm very excited to do that. I'm just gonna jump in and try it. I'm going to cheat and I am not going to draw all the grids on my quilts. I don't have the bandwidth to do that. So I'm going to get the templates. I actually have one template over there. I'm just going to go grab it so I can show you. Okay, so this is the one template that I have. It's the Baptiste fans, and I fell in love with this. I just think that it would look absolutely amazing on a quilt, but again, I got it and then I put it in my stash and I was too intimidated, and I'm not sure why. But anyway, I'm really excited to do this. So what you would use to write this design on your quilt is like a chalk pencil. I think I added it to my Amazon list, but I will go check and make sure that I have. They are a Roxanne brand, and I find that those ones work the best for writing designs on your quilts or even marking. I have some cheaper ones, cheap chalk pencils that I got, and they're not as good. Like they don't like make a mark as well as like the Roxanne ones. The Roxanne ones are more expensive, but I mean, you're gonna have them for quite a while, right? So I think you get 4 in a pack, but on Amazon they're really expensive, but I'm not sure if you could find them in a quilting shop if they would be any cheaper. But yeah, so you would just hold this down on your quilt, and then with your chalk pencil that sharpens, not those other kind of chalk pencils, but it's actually a pencil, and then you would write out your design with it. So I did, when I first got it, I did put this on a pillow, but I never stitched it. I don't know, I for some reason I'm intimidated by this, but we're just gonna jump in and do it and be okay that it's not perfect. So I just have to let that go and just be like, you're gonna do the best you can, and that'll be good enough, because everything, I'm like that with everything else except for this one thing. So yeah, I just have to be like, follow my own advice and just jump in and do it. So yeah, so the other thing is that back in, I think last fall I can't remember now, but I really wanted to do like a denim quilt, like an art quilt that is denim. And I don't mean like art as in like cutout shapes and stuff, but like more like of a scrappier denim quilt. So I ordered some denim fabric that is 100% cotton and does not have the spandex in it, because you don't want the spandex in it. But because I've tried that, it didn't go very well. I'm sure that you could use like maybe like a starch or something on it. I just found that it was like a bit annoying to do, because what I did, I collected some jeans from my kids and my husband and myself, and I realized that all of those had spandex in it. Some have a high percentage of spandex in them, and it's just not a whole lot of fun to work with that. So I can't remember what it was like to iron it, but it was not fun to deal with it. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna get some denim fabric that is 100% cotton, that does not have the spandex in it, and I'm glad that I did. So I really want to maybe do some of the sashiko stitching on those denim quilts. So I'm really excited to do that as well. So lots of blues, I guess, are coming in. Again, I cannot let it go. I just love them so much. And I also got this thread kit, and I think it's Gunterman. God help me, I am not the best at pronouncing anything. So, but it is like a denim thread kit, and I'm really excited about this. So I love denim. Okay, I just love blues, I love denim, I love indigo, I just love it all. So I found this little kit on Amazon, and I just thought it was the cutest thing ever. So I love the tin as well because it's blue. But look at that, look at the threads, the red thread colors that you get in this. Aren't they pretty? Oh, I'm so excited about this. I just think that they're so pretty. So I think I might use this. I've been saving this for my denim quilts that I want to do. So, and I did a thing, and I'm really, I don't know even if I want to say anything because I'm so nervous. I haven't even told anybody in my family, so you guys will be the first. But I put my name in for art quilts at the gallery. I don't know. I'm a little nervous even saying that out loud, but I decided, you know what? I want to see. So I don't know, maybe they'll probably say no, and that's fine, but they would be my denim quilts, or like my indigo quilts rather. So that has got me really excited. So either way, if they say yes or no, I'm still doing them anyway. So I'm excited about that because I think that they'll just be really pretty. So I'm looking forward to designing more quilts with the denim, or like, well, with the denim too. I think actually a denim pattern might be fun too. I do have a bag pattern that I did with denim on my site, and that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. I can't remember if I hand quilted that. No, I machine quilted that one, and I did a white. So that was, it's really durable too because it's denim. So I just love the look of that. So I'm really looking forward to doing some patterns with the denim and with the indigo. So we'll see how far I get with it. I don't know, maybe I change my mind halfway through, but these are just ideas that I have and that I wanted to share with you. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to mention is that I am bringing back because I took them off of the site for a bit because I was hoping to transfer them over to Thelma Quilts where I have my applique, but then, you know, I shared in the last video that didn't really go all that great. So, I'm going to re-add them to Exshaw Quilts again, but I did like these potholders with the doves, and I know I've shared these in my previous podcast, but I just wanted to share them again because I just think that they're so cute, and I will be adding them back to the site because I just thought that they were a lot of fun, and I think that they would make a really beautiful housewarming gift or something like that, or a gift for Christmas. They are so much fun to make, you guys. Like, they are. These ones I actually stitched down, if you can see, and I did like a straight stitch. So these will fray with washing and drying and stuff, but like that, I don't know if can you really see them? Let's see. Yeah, I did a straight stitch. Not pretty? I love my zipper foot for the straight stitch. I know that a lot of people use the applique, but I accidentally discovered this. I was lazy and didn't want to change my foot, so I was like, you know what, let's just try it. And literally the zipper foot does a fantastic even job if you are doing straight line quilting for your applique. I'm serious, like, because the foot is like your guide, the side of the foot, and I think it's like what, 1/4 of an inch, which is like perfect for applique. So definitely if you're doing straight stitches for your applique, use your zipper foot because it is amazing. I do have the applique foot and it is amazing for like the satin stitch or the zigzag or whatever other stitch that you want to use. I forget that border stitch. I'm brain farting. But anyway, yeah. So the applique foot is amazing for that, but I really like the zipper foot for straight line. So yeah, these are the pot holders. And then I realized actually that I never did publish. I don't know, I think I get sidetracked, but I never did publish the table runner. So I did publish this pattern, which is gonna come back to the shop as well. So this is like the double oven mitt, right? With the birds on it. I just think they're so pretty. And then of course the back with the hang tag. I just think they're so cute. I don't know why don't everybody love applique? I love it so much. And then I actually forgot about this pattern entirely and I don't even have pictures of it. So I really got to organize the cabin again to take some more pictures. But this is the table runner and I showed it in the podcast and then I completely forgot that I had it. I did like I got a fluff here. I did like a matchstick freehand matchstick quilting for this, and that is a lot of fun. I'm gonna tell you, it is a ton of fun to do that. I actually experimented. So this was like the matchstick quilting, which looks really good. You can't see it because it's behind that, but I did that for the applique wall hangings, and I love that because it pops the design out so well. Like it's just I probably wouldn't do matchstick for a quilt because I like my quilts to have like a little bit of fluff, and the matchstick just totally flattens things out. If you love that vibe, that would be great, but it's very stiff. It makes things really stiff. So, and then this is like crosshatch. Oh yeah, that is another video that I forgot that I was gonna do, is show the different kinds of quilting. So I should do that actually. I forgot about that. I'm gonna write myself a note. Yeah. So this is another crosshatch, but it's like little tiny squares. And this is just a diagonal. And then this is like a matchstick again. But yeah, so then you kind of, but my favorite, I think now for applique is the echo quilting. Oh, I love it. It's just so beautiful. But for quilts, I probably, if you were quilting through all of the layers and not just like maybe appliquing around before you quilt, because your quilt's going to be all together, I would probably do hand stitching for that, because I think like echo quilting on your machine, if you have like a huge quilt, that is just going to be not so much fun. I don't really like machine quilting big projects like quilts and stuff, so because I love hand quilting, but the hand quilting with the echo stitching is like so pretty too. So yeah, I think that's it that we've got to chat about. So thank you so much for staying to the very end, and you can go and check out all of my patterns on my website at exshawquilts.com. I have finished goods over at onetrickponygoods.com, and then of course Thelma for the applique quilts is on Etsy at Thelma Quilts, and I will try to make sure to link my Amazon, all the Amazon things that I like. Oh, I just dropped my favorite needles. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me, and we will see you next Thursday. I think that we're gonna make this a thing and do Thursday. So thank you so much for joining me, and we'll see you next week. Bye now.